Assassin's Creed Mirage is getting a free DLC on November 18th that lets us explore Al-Hula, a new location that is slightly smaller than the base game's map, so a big new addition. The update comes to every platform including PS4 and Xbox One and includes around the 6 hours of new content, 3 hours for the new story arc and 3 hours of side content. But next to that, Ubisoft is also adding ways to replay the old missions and contracts with brand new rewards to earn, so there's a ton here. As you might know, I went to Ubisoft Bordeaux to get a ton of exclusive info on this new content, and my main takeaway is that we should lower our expectations overall. This feels much more like an extension of the main game rather than a traditional DLC that adds new gameplay mechanics to shake things up. You're basically getting more of base game Mirage, which I know will be enough for many people. Personally though, I was hoping for a bit more for this 2-year-old game. One of the most exciting parts of this DLC definitely seems to be the new map. As you would expect, Ubisoft did a great job faithfully recreating the impressive landmarks the Al-Hula region is known for, places like the World Heritage Site of Hegra that we haven't really seen in games before. You can of course climb these landmarks to unlock new viewpoints, and there will once again be codex entries revealing historical information about each location. While the base game focused heavily on Baghdad, Ubisoft did a calculation. It was like 80% urban environment and 20% wilderness. Al-Hula is more a 50-50 split. That means we will be spending more time in the desert, with some of the city parkour elements now adapted for the wilderness traversal. Ubisoft is also adding brand new parkour moves like the free jump, which we also saw recently introduced in Shadows. You can start the DLC in chapter 4 of the base game after defeating the initial order targets in Baghdad. Then you reach the head of the Snake main mission and have to go after 3 leads in the round city. But then on November 18th, when the update is out, you will also be able to encounter a kid in one of the bureaus who will reveal something about your father. And they can choose to follow that lead with treasure hunter Dervis by your side, and this takes us to the new Al-Hula region, separate from the base map. Like the teaser you see here is the first time entering this new region. You get the title drop as well. So if you finish the main game, you can just load that save on November 18th and immediately jump into the new content. But there should also be an option for new players to go straight to Al-Hula, likely through some kind of boost feature. But yes, this means that the new region is designed as endgame content, though that mostly seems to mean more guards and bandits in restricted areas, although hopefully Ubisoft is still keeping some extra surprises. They did mention a new enemy faction, the robbers, who can ambush us while exploring. There's one new enemy type called the Viper Swordsman. I've not seen them in action yet, but hopefully they're more dangerous than the regular robber soldiers, because right now they just look like your typical weak bandits. Ubisoft said these enemies would communicate through sound and that hearing those cues should warn you of an incoming ambush, but again, I've not seen that implemented yet, so I'm not too impressed by this faction so far. There will be no new animal types, and the same wanted system from the base game returns, so at 3 stars the familiar bounty hunter will come after you, even in the urban environments of Al-Hula. I think besides the world itself, the story will hopefully be what carries this content, though there is also a fun new mission replay feature that I learned more about. And real quick, if you are enjoying the video so far, leave a like, that would really help me out, and subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed. There should be quite a bit of motion capture in this DLC to help tell the story. Ubisoft said it will be more emotional than the base game, which makes sense given the theme. But sadly, we should not expect any hidden ones or issue related content. It's really all about Basim searching for answers about his father. Let's hope it delivers, because beyond that there isn't much else that stands out as particularly exciting. One of the side activities will have us chasing flying papers again, though this time the twist is that they are music sheets. These can be played at special spots around Al-Hula on your new instrument, the Uldina Hula. If you play them in towns, it should attract nearby NPCs. Other activities include new contracts, similar to the ones we found in the base game, new stolen goods missions, where you have to pickpocket enemies to obtain a treasure map. There will be a few Tales of Al-Hula, so the short mysteries that are always fun to do, and a new category called Folk Tales. Like I said, the codex entries are back, but if you go to a yellow icon that looks like this on your map, you can sit and listen to someone narrate a local legend of the Al-Hula region. Sounds interesting, and thanks to YouTuber Hidden1 for sharing this info with me. We also briefly see this icon on our compass in the new gameplay, and that's for the new Animus Sequences feature. We don't have footage of it yet, but when the update drops, there will be a new tab in the menu that lets you replay completed main missions and all the contracts, including the new Alhula content with custom challenges. Think of things like don't get detected, don't use the bird, and only kill the main target. By completing these challenges, you earn points in a reward track. Think of it like a free battle pass with new outfits and weapons, and once you unlock them, they will be available across all your save files. There will be 5 new outfits in this update, including the one we see Basim wearing in all the new footage. This one is a costume, but there should also be armor sets with new perks. I also learned there will be 2 new Helix packs, but I have no specifics on those yet. Most of the content though will be free and earned in either Alhula or through replaying the older missions in the Animus Sequence feature. There are also new difficulty presets, Hardened Assassin and Ultimate Assassin, and replaying the game on permadeath in one of these modes will unlock additional rewards. And you don't have to complete the Alhula region as part of your permadeath playthrough. So there is quite a bit to earn, although most of it comes from replaying existing content. The update will also include 1 new tool upgrade for every tool in the game, and you can already unlock this in the base game. You don't have to play the Alhula content for this. Currently, every rank 3 upgrade has 2 perks, so they will just likely add 1 next to it. The new Noisemaker perk will still make noise, but when enemies get hit by it, they will also fall asleep somehow. Enemies killed in the new Smoke Bomb will disappear. It's kind of hard to see in the new gameplay, but it's similar to the perk we have on the throwing knives. And in the new Alhula gameplay, we see the throwing knives just with the poison tip effect, but the new upgrade will add an explosive effect. Sadly, no gameplay of this yet, but what I saw during my Bordeaux trip looked very fun, although obviously it's not stealthy anymore. I kind of put my question marks by the blow dart upgrade, because as we see in new footage, it lets you bypass the armor of enemies, but it's already in the base game pretty easy to do that, just aim right. And I think with the Cloud Impact perk, you also bypass armor, so I don't think this new upgrade is that useful. We also don't know what the trap upgrade does yet. So yeah, I think these aren't that exciting, and since they replace other rank 3 perks, you might not even end up using them that much. Ubisoft also mentioned that there will be new skills, but they did not share any details on those yet. Look, I know it's free, they did not have to do this, so it's awesome that we're getting it in the first place. I'm just always interested when developers, after finishing a game, get to come back for a DLC and add cool twists to the familiar gameplay, things that they could not include in the base game. Those things make the game feel fresh again, but I don't think this Valley of Memory update includes any of that. The focus is clearly on recreating the Alhula region as faithfully as possible, likely because, as rumors indicate, this content is mostly financed by Saudi Arabia to promote the region. They started working on it earlier this year, so it's actually impressive what they were able to pull off with the limited time. Ubisoft Paris is also helping Bordeaux with this content, but that short development window is likely why they could not innovate much on the gameplay side of things. I think this update is especially amazing if you never played Mirage. Getting this brand new region to explore while you're still invested in the world sounds great, but after experiencing the stealth depth in Shadows and the speed of Naue, going back to Mirage's simpler gameplay will definitely be harder. So let's hope the story delivers, because I am really curious to learn more about Basim's father, who was already teased back in Valhalla. Check out raw gameplay of the new content by clicking on the screen if you are curious. Subscribe, of course, for more coverage on this new DLC. Leave a like, and I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.